Welcome to Out City Cop. Obviously, the match reaction to Liverpool's game against Ajax in Group D of the Champions League at the Amsterdam Arena last night. Liverpool obviously victorious by 1-0 by an own goal by Tagliafico, the Ajax's left back. A bit of a weird game, a little bit boring in patches, exciting in other patches. Some players performed, some players didn't perform. But I think that it boils down to the main thing is that Liverpool walked away with the result. My sort of ethos on the group stages, I think when you play away in the group stages, a draw is a good result. So to nick a clean sheet and a 1-0 win against the toughest rivals in that group is a fantastic result. First half was a little bit, I don't know. I thought a lot of players didn't turn up. I thought Gini Wijnaldum weren't that great first half. I thought Bobby Firmino wasn't great at all. Curtis Jones got subbed off at half time. I don't think due to his being a bad performance, or just due to the thing that the system that Ajax came up at and the midfield that we had with Milner and Gini Wijnaldum. I just don't think it suited him, and I don't think he got the best out of Curtis Jones within that performance last night. So obviously he was subbed off at halftime for Jordan Henderson. But obviously let's get into the goal. So the goal was a Sadio Mane sort of shot that got deflected by Tagliafico and put into the net. Bit of a comical of errors. It started off with a bit of brilliance by Sadio Mane. He received the ball at like the left-hand side of the box, managed to do this awesome turn the defender inside and out, went to kick the ball, kick the floor, then hit the ball, and then the ball just sort of bounced off the Tagliafico's leg and went straight into the back of the net. Started off beautiful, ended up being scrappy as hell, but obviously, it gave us the goal, so, who cares? But it was a bit of a stalemate regarding to, obviously we got the goal. They had a few good chances. Adrian had a brilliant save. Question marks whether the player would have been offside. Obviously, we won't find out because it didn't end up in a goal. But to be credit to where credit's due, Adrian got his foot in the way, stood firm, and basically stopped a certain goal because he was, 3 or 4 yards out of the goal. Just hit it straight at the keeper, and the keeper managed to do what he did best. I'm going to do a bit of a player ratings. I'm going to start off with Adrian, as we just mentioned him. Some good bits, some good saves, and just some Adrian moments as well, if you know what I mean. There was a situation right at the beginning of the game where Joe Gomez was sort of like, shielding the ball, wanting the keeper to just wait there so he could pass to him. The keeper ended up rushing out, hitting the ball off Joe Gomez, and then inevitably giving Ajax a throw in. It was just a bit of a shocking moment regarding the communication with Joe Gomez and Adrian. Which, to be fair, Adrian hasn't been great, nor has Gomez been great. So, whose fault was it? I'd probably say it was Adrian's. I think he should have stayed on his line, and Joe Gomez would have just had a nice, easy layoff to him, and Adrian could have just hoofed it up and did whatever he wanted to do. I think Adrian's kicking, he just can't distribute the ball very well. He really can't, and he just does some rash shit. So I'm gonna give Adrian, I'm gonna give him a 7. Just for that clearance off the line. He did do a few good stops and stuff, but there was a few moments when he came out to punch the ball and it was just a bit, like I said, Adrian-like. We're going to Trent Alexander-Arnold. I thought Trent had a pretty quiet game, to be honest. I thought there's a few situations where he was caught out defensively, allowing them to allow to break and get a counter on. He did what he normally does best. He put in some really good balls. But he just seemed a bit quiet in the game for me, Trent Alexander-Arnold. So I'm going to give him a 6 as well. Fabinho. Right. This noise is for my man of the match. Well done to Fabinho. I thought his performance last night was just phenomenal. I thought really it's made life easier with the Virgil van Dijk loss, knowing that Fabinho can put in performances like that. Obviously, the last time he played at centre-back was against Chelsea, which was another great performance by him. But Chelsea went down to 10 men in the first half, so it was a bit hard to actually judge what he'd be like in the real intense game. And against Ajax, he was fucking just immense, absolutely immense. His passing was on point. His tackling, the last ditch challenges that bloke was putting in, and like challenges inside the box. Like if he made a little mistake, it would have been a penalty. Just nailed every single one, and I was blown away. So for me, Fabinho was the man in the match. I'm sure a lot of people have put Fabinho as their man in the match. But yeah, the fact that he can put them performances in sort of takes that sort of pressure off the loss of Virgil van Dijk. Obviously, we're still massively light in the centre-back division. Joel Matip came back, had a game, got injured, and he weren't available or in the starting squad for the Ajax game. So we'll have to wait and see what happens with Matip. But Fabinho, absolutely, I thought he was by far the best player on the pitch. Joe Gomez, credit to where so I've been bashing Joe Gomez quite a lot in recent weeks in terms of his performances and stuff. And to be fair, last night he had a good performance. He used his pace. He defended well. He read the game very well, which I think has been a massive problem with him in recent times. His reading of the game, I think, is just a bit, lackluster. But last night, I thought he did what he had to do really well. Shoe his pace in some fantastic situations, and yeah, did his job really well. Going back to Fabinho, that'll be a 10 out of 10 for Fabinho. I was just saying that, but yeah. So my ratings for Gomez will be, I'm going to give Gomez a 7.5. I thought what he did was, yeah, he did everything he had to do. Right, next player is Andrew Robertson. I thought Andrew Robertson was by far the best fullback we had on the pitch. His drive to just get up and down the wing constantly was just phenomenal. The bloke has an engine of I don't know. What's a good engine? I have no idea. But, it's phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. There was a chance where he burst down the wing and he just seemed to just carry on and carry on and then carry on. And it was just like, please shoot. I don't think he got the shot off, but I thought his defending, his attacking contribution to the team last night was absolutely brilliant. He was sort of in contention for my man of the match because I thought to myself, Aaron, go outside the grain a little bit. Everyone's going to put Fabinho. I did nearly put Andrew Robertson because I thought he had a tremendous game last night. Gini Wijnaldum was playing in the 6 role, so in the Fabinho role. And I don't think Gini had the greatest of games yesterday, to be honest, which is a shame because he's Dutch, obviously, Ajax being within Amsterdam and whatnot. I thought wicked this, I think he's an ex-Ajax player, actually. So, it'd have been a good time for him to shine. I don't think he got that. I thought the last 20 minutes of the game, he picked up his performance and started playing a lot better. There was a good ball by Jota at one point where he ended up putting Wijnaldum one-on-one with the goalkeeper, which the keeper did really well. But the first touch from Wijnaldum for that ball by Jota to get one-on-one was phenomenal. So yeah, I'm going to give Gini a 6 as well. I thought, like I said, the game's over 90 minutes. It's not just over 20 minutes. So for 70 minutes, he wasn't that great. Obviously, there was Curtis Jones in the midfield as well. Curtis Jones, like I said, I don't think Curtis Jones' performance was terrible. I just don't think that game was for him in terms of how we set up. We had Milner, Gini Wijnaldum, and Curtis Jones, which isn't the most industrious midfield that we can put out. It is in terms of Gini and Milner, but to be fair, they've not had that much game time so far this season. James Milner's been injured, so I was expecting to see a few cobwebs and whatnot, but Jones, I thought he was the player who had to be sacrificed. It was a shame a player did have to be sacrificed in that midfield to bring Henderson at half time, and unfortunately it was for Jones. Like I said, he didn't have the best of games, but I don't think that game was set up for his attributes personally. James Milner, I sort of forgot about him. Completely forgot about him, and James Milner did what James Milner does. He was just a true professional last night. He was doing the shithousery, laying on the floor for a bit longer, saying he's got cramped towards the end of the game, obviously trying to see out the 1-0 win that was we got over Ajax. And he did what our team needs in terms of go out there, be professional, do your job, stick to, do everything you've been told, do it right, do it good, do it to a good standard, which James Milner does, he gives his 110%, but he also gave us his nous, that like I said, that time to drill out the time, to run down to the corner flag and hold the ball up, to just waste time. And we needed that. We needed that, and it just show in terms of with James Milner's experience and whatnot, what he can do, and obviously that is literally what we needed at that time. So I'm gonna give James Milner a 7.5 as well. I thought he had a good game. Going on to the front three. So the front three, Mo Salah. We'll start with Mo Salah. I don't think he really did much, to be fair. He had a couple of shots that were just a bit weak, lacked any oomph. Didn't really get into the game. There's a few little glimpses that he had. That he showed some, why he's a world-class player. But, what we've learnt to expect from him week in, week out, this wasn't one of his games. So I'm going to give Mo Salah I'm going to give him a 6-2. Go with Sadio Mane. Obviously, Sadio Mane got us. It was his shot that led to the deflection that got us the goal. Yeah, Sadio Mane did what Sadio Mane did. He hounded, he pressed, he used his pace, his trickery, his skill for the lead up to the goal. The turn that he did to just eradicate that centre back on the edge of the box to get off his shot off was just phenomenal. He rolled a player that I just don't even know how he did. Obviously, then kicked the ball, kicked the floor, which inevitably landed the ball onto Tagliafico's unlucky foot and into the back of the Ajax goal, which led us to win the game. So I'm going to give Sadio Mane I'm going to give him a 7.5. Wasn't his best game, but he was a constant threat and inevitably led to us getting the goal. Bobby Firmino, this is where I'm going to spend a bit more time on. So I think for me, Firmino at the moment just isn't at the races. He really, really isn't in terms of it's just his performances, his work ethic, like everything that made Firmino the player he was, that hounding, that pressing, just isn't there. I don't know what's going on. I don't know if it's coming out to like he's finally getting burnt out, of years of doing this under Jurgen Klopp, that whole pressing. Because he's been absolutely outstanding for it majority of his career at Liverpool. But I don't know, this season and to become in the back of last season, and I don't know, it was worrying. It is very worrying about Bobby Firmino. Is this going to be sort of the signs of, Minamino coming in and taking over that role? Because when I thought Minamino came on for 20, 30 minutes of the game or whatever, I thought he was brilliant. He did what Firmino used to do, just that harry, that press, that just constant, getting in, being a nuisance, awesome passing, getting into the box. It was a shame, and I'm really worried about Bobby Firmino. But on the flip side, Minamino, God, that's a tongue twister, Shoe last night, what he can give to Liverpool. I thought his performance within that 20, 30 minutes was brilliant, absolutely brilliant. To the point where I'd probably actually start him in the Premier League game against Sheffield United, just to give Firmino a rest. I think we need to, with Firmino, he doesn't really get dropped. He's always on he's like pretty much one of the first names on the team sheet. I think it's time. I think it's time that we actually put a bit of pressure on Bobby Firmino and drop him and just say, look, you have to start performing more before you can jump back into this team, because with how we play, we need that Bobby Firmino role. And the fact that we're not getting it is worrying. So the fact that Minamino can do that and adapt into that, I think we should give Minamino a little run in the team just to bring out Bobby, take him out of the firing line, and just, let him sort of reevaluate the situation and come back and hopefully get back to his best form. But it is very worrying. But like I say, going on to the substitutions, Minamino came on, I thought was brilliant. Shaqiri came on as well, I thought was really, really good. Minamino, Shaqiri, as well as Jota came on all at the same time, replacing all front three. And to be fair, they really, 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 really impressed. Diego Jota was absolutely brilliant for that. Again, with alongside Minamino and Shaqiri came on, was just harrying, pressing. It whipped in some fucking beautiful balls, Diego Jota. And it almost created a goal for Gini Wijnaldum. The ball that he put in for Gini Wijnaldum was just sublime. I'm really looking forward to Diego Jota. I've always had a bit of a question mark over him. Obviously, he wasn't playing that much at Wolves as well when we came to buy him, and we paid a lot of money. But obviously, we trust Liverpool and we trust Jurgen Klopp. I thought that was the game for me that I went, we've got a player. We've got a player. Even though I got 20, 30 minutes just watching him, you could see what he was about. I thought he was really, really good. That Reece Jones, is it? He came on to shore up the back. Yeah, he came on, did all right, did what he had to do. He's just a big, tall, lanky lad, you know, who's good at clearing headers out, which was brilliant when they brought on Huntelaar. Was it Huntelaar? Was that who they brought on? 37 years of age. I thought he'd retired, to be honest, but no, yeah, he was still around. But yeah, you know, overall, it was a good result. It was a clean sheet. Liverpool are next, a second in Group D. Ajax is the only threat. The fact that we've gone there, clean sheeted them, won them at their own ground, bodes well for this group. So hopefully Liverpool can roll on and sort of press forward. Obviously, with the Everton game and then the Aston Villa game, the results haven't been happening recently. So hopefully we can kick on from this. We've got a nice clean sheet. Everyone was panicking with Alisson and Virgil van Dijk. The fact that we've managed to get a clean sheet is really good news. So yeah, let me know what your thoughts are, guys, of the game. Let me know what you thought to the game. If you let me know your player ratings as well. Great to see where your look is. Be good to see what your outlook is on the actual game and who you thought played well and who you didn't think played well. But like normal, guys, just smash the like button, hit the subscribe button if you're not already, and go and follow me on all social medias. It'll all be down in the link in the description, guys, and I will see you in the next video. Take care. Bye.